everybody. My name is Sky, and here's an interesting idea I've been thinking about. And it was actually because I was talking to a childhood friend of mine who's going to become a principal, and because my parents are school teachers, his family comes from education background, and just like so many school teachers and educators I just know and grew up around and what have you. So it's always been in the back of my mind, like education and education in the U.S. What's going on with it? Can it change? Can it be improved? And also learning theory. What's happening with teenagers? What do they want to do? What's things they'd be interested in pursuing? I came across. So I just was thinking of random ideas, and I kind of have the notion of get the seniors together and possibly even bring in the freshmen, but as well as all the different classes, have a school assembly per se. But originally I was thinking of the seniors, but I realized that you have to expand it to the freshmen as well. You might as well bring everybody else in. Say to the kids, the teenagers, like, okay, you guys are now in this interesting transition period of you want to be adults. In 4 years' time, you're going to be released out into the world, and you have to essentially, you need to go to a college, or if not, be ready to start working, be ready to live on your own and be an adult. So what is holding you back and limiting you? And essentially it's just the environment. It's just what you think and feel is the things that are holding you back. There are stories and reports of the high school kids who they have a robotics team. They are part of whatever extracurricular activity, and they achieve, state and national champions. And it's they pursue, they engage, and just have these sort of adult mentors that help guide them along the way. But they're able to just do whatever, and it's because they are able to focus and channel their energies and creative thinking into, like, all right, what can we do, what can we achieve? So the rough idea I'm thinking of is essentially tell the kids, and this is something similar to my notion of the advice to give to college, freshman college students. Think of and look at what's a business or a hobby or a pursuit that you can do outside of class that essentially it really is like what can the kid put on the resume? What can this young person who they want to start acting like an adult, or at least understanding what it is to be an adult, but they've still been at home, they're still legally protected by their parents and required to be protected. So what can they do? What can they pursue? What can they explore while being provided for by their parents who want to see them explore and develop and become adults? And I'm kind of thinking that, and this is why the idea of have the seniors there as well as have the freshmen, and then have all the other class grades. Essentially, tell the seniors, like, all right, try to come up with either a business or a project, or even have a band, like a garage band, and try to do something in the community that it's basically, it's something that that they create, and they start it up, they pursue it, and the other thing is the only support they get from their parents is a bed to sleep in, and food. That's it. The parents can, potentially give advice, but if they're familiar and understand what it is they're pursuing. But even then, some parents, it could be outside their realm of experience. Every parent thinks they know, or feels that they have to be the voice of knowledge and wisdom. But in a lot of cases, they're not going to be the expert on whatever project that their child is pursuing. In terms of like advanced robotics or music theory. Even entrepreneurial startups. It's not necessarily that's every adult is familiar with, and they could be have their own knowledge and background that is counterintuitive to whatever the child realizes. Like, well, this is an opportunity I can pursue. This is something I can do with the resources I have on hand. So you want the child, the teenager, they have to go out on their own. They have to talk to people. They have to generate the capital, the money, the resources to get the thing going. And they have to struggle. They have to fail. They have to face the struggle and the failure. They have to realize, like, okay, this is something I tried. It didn't work. But I've learned from that. I understand why it didn't work. And now I am a stronger person, or I've learned this feeling of terror, this feeling of fear, this feeling of stress. I recognize that. I understand what it means. I understand how it's going to affect me. And because I am in a safe place at school, safe place at home, I'm around the people who love and care for me, and they're going to protect me. I don't have to be afraid of the next step. I can fall flat on my face, pick myself up, and start over. I can start something new. I think that, if you encourage that for the high school kids, because it's like, what are some parents doing? Well, they're driving their kids to band practice, they're driving their kids to sports, they're driving their kids to martial arts, or what have you, and but not every parent can do that. That usually puts a burden on a parent as well. But it's also, the parents are complaining, like, well, the kid is staring at a computer screen or at their phone all the time. They're texting all the time. If you put an animal in a cage, what's the animal going to do in the cage? If you put these limits and restrictions on children, what are they going to want to do? Or what is their outlet? So, and if you demand that, well, no, you need to do this or that, that can backfire. That can have a sort of negative impact on the child as well. If, however, you're telling the kid, all right, here's your opportunity, what are you going to do with it? Their freshman year. So now the teenager is like, oh, I start making my own decisions. Okay, well, I'll try this. Well, that's stupid or silly, or that's an idea that's not going to work. Like, okay. And they're going to quickly realize that and grow up mature. Or it could work. And they can succeed. Or they fail, they learn from that, get better. So, yeah, just some different ideas like that.